Over the next 4 days, we walk more than 60 kilometers. No roads, no shortcuts. Just our feet and the mountains. Deep in the Himalayas lies a hidden trail. The Gadasaru circuit. High altitude journey, far from crowds, far from noise. Step by step, the trail leads us through dense forests, across open alpine meadows and over steep mountain passes. And with every turn, the Himalayas reveal something new. 4 high-altitude lakes rest quietly between the peaks, each with its own colour, its own silence. Waterfalls fall from hidden ridges, their sound echoing through the valleys. Up here, the air is thin. Every step feels harder. Every kilometre feels earned. But the mountains have a way of rewarding those who keep walking. In this film, I'll take you through the Gadasaru circuit. The route, the beauty, and the moments that turn a difficult trek into an unforgettable journey. We started from our village and travelled about 15 kilometres to Banjararu. From there, the 5 of us took a local taxi toward the trailhead, around 5 kilometres on a rough, rain-damaged road that barely cuts through the valley. By around 4 p.m, the road ended. This is where the journey truly began. We were 5 friends, carrying most of our food and supplies ourselves. For anyone planning this trek, preparation is essential. With our packs on and no road left to follow, we started the trek on foot. With almost 15-kilogram backpacks on our shoulders and a steady uphill climb, the journey began to test us early. Not long into the walk, we came across a natural water spring. With fresh water and heavy packs, we moved forward, deeper into the mountains. The ascent was gentle but constant, enough to remind us that this is only the beginning. These simple stone house shelters are used during summer when people bring their cattle up to the higher pastures. Set against the backdrop of oak and pine forests, the place felt quiet and timeless. As we moved deeper along the trail, the sound of crickets slowly took over. The fog thickened, rolling in hard and fast, until visibility dropped to just a few steps ahead. In conditions like this, there's only one rule. Either you know the trail well, or you stop and wait for the fog to clear. Everyone stays together, because up here, losing the path means losing your way. After some time, the fog began to lift. Soft sun rays broke through, filtering between the trees, with mist hanging low in the forest. For a moment, everything felt unreal. Like the video if you enjoyed it, it really helps the channel. Subscribe if you want to see more places like this. As we continued walking, the sounds of the jungle grew heavier, insects, wind, and distant movement echoing through the trees. The trail felt deeper, more alive. Soon we reached a simple camp, set up by locals to serve food to people on the trail. A large campfire burned at the centre, warming the space and lighting up tired faces. These volunteers stay here for 3 to 4 days, serving anyone who passes, not for business, but for humanity. Our actual camping spot was still some distance away, Along this trail, there are 3 or 4 such camps, offering food and refreshment to trekkers and pilgrims alike. Small acts of kindness in a vast, unforgiving landscape. With gratitude and renewed energy, we continued walking toward our campsite. By the time we reached our campsite, we were completely exhausted. We didn't even film the process of setting up tents or organising camp. We just rested and slept deeply. Early the next morning, we woke up to an incredibly beautiful view. The mountains stood clear and massive, and the sunrise was breathtaking. Soft light slowly filled the valley. And after capturing the moment, including a 360-degree shot, we finally sat down for breakfast. Milk and cornflakes never tasted this good. We ate, talked, and laughed, filled with a quiet sense of joy that only the mountains seem to give. After packing our gear and tightening our bags once again, we stepped back onto the trail. Day 2 had begun. Open grasslands stretched in every direction, covered with wildflowers of different colours. The views opened up on both sides, almost a 360-degree panorama. And under the sunlight, the landscape felt unreal. Each step shifted from stone to grass, rough to soft, as the trail traced the spine of the mountain. With a short but steady climb, we reached another refreshment point, grabbed a few quick bites, and then began the ascent again. At one point, one of our friends confidently claimed he'd found a shortcut. It wasn't. The climb turned steeper, rougher, and a lot less friendly, proof that shortcuts in the mountains rarely stay short. After pushing through and walking a little more, we finally reached the top, where we were welcomed with hot tea and pakodas. And in that moment, everything felt worth it. From there, we reached a small high point, and the view opened up completely. Ahead of us stood the mountain we would be climbing later that day, the trail cutting straight through it. The clouds roll in once again. For us, that means only one thing. It's time to get back on the trail. Across the grassy ridgelines we walk, surrounded by silence, wind, and endless mountains. And as the view slowly opens up, the Himalayas reveal their beauty once again. We walked for several more hours before reaching another point where lunch was being served. As we approached the base of the mountain, the landscape changed once more. The ground was covered in wildflowers, bright and scattered across the slopes. And once again, we were offered tea. After finishing our cups, we shouldered our bags, looked up at the climb ahead, and began the ascent. On the way up, we passed a herd of sheep and a few other trekkers climbing ahead of us. The mountain turned steep, and with heavy backpacks dragging us down, every step became harder. Breathing got heavy. We pushed. We rested. Then we pushed again. As we climbed higher, fog rolled in, and visibility dropped fast. The trail grew narrow and dangerous, with steep drops on the side. We moved slowly and carefully, one step at a time, fully focused. In some sections, the slope felt almost vertical, making the climb even more intense. After one final push, we reached the top. We were welcomed with hot tea and toast. Just one cup this time. But after having tea almost the entire day, even that single cup felt like a reward. At that point, we were probably running more on tea than oxygen. There was no time to slow down. We still had to reach our campsite. To get there, we needed to cross 2 glacier sections. This time of year, they're mostly empty, with very little snow, but the exposed ice still demands respect. The surface was slippery, and as we crossed, the weather began to turn intense. Wind picked up, and the cold hit fast. A few slip-ups happened along the way, nothing serious, just enough to keep everyone alert. On the way, we found a stream of fresh mountain water and took the chance to refill our bottles. Cold, clear, and exactly what we needed. And like every good trek, we met another dog on the trail. One small lesson here: if your group has that one person who loves animals, don't let them carry all the snacks. Because before you know it, your entire cookie supply will be officially donated to the dog. With careful steps and slightly lighter bags, we crossed the glacier and reached a resting point between the glacier sections. We paused there for a while, sitting alongside another fellow explorer, catching our breath and quietly watching the dance of nature unfold around us. Moving clouds, shifting light, and the mountains standing still. After resting, we headed down toward the second glacier section. This one was wide and open, stretching out beneath the sky. We carefully crossed over patches of snow, moving slowly and steadily. Climbing out of the glacier, the trail changed again. Now we were walking over large, multicolored stones, each step deliberate and controlled. What waited for us there was the most breathtaking view of the entire trek. Sunlight broke through the clouds, mountains rose in every direction, and the sky seemed to open up all at once. In that moment, everything, the effort, the cold, the exhaustion, felt completely worth it. After taking a short rest, we started moving toward our campsite. Before long, the fog closed in completely. Visibility dropped to barely 10 meters. In places, the path had been washed away by rain, leaving only loose stones and thick mist around us. There was nothing to rush. We stopped, regrouped, and moved forward slowly, step by careful step. What should have been a simple walk turned into one of the most difficult stretches of the day. We finally reached the campsite and set up our tents. And almost immediately, as if the mountains had decided to test us one last time, the weather changed. The fog lifted, the clouds broke apart, and sunshine filled the valley within minutes. Up here, conditions don't just change, they transform. We stood there for a long time, just talking, watching the mountains and clouds drift past. Conversations flowed easily, and the tiredness, both physical and mental, slowly faded away. Up here, rest doesn't always mean sleeping. Sometimes it's just standing still. As evening settled in, we gathered what little was left behind, some discarded material and a few pieces of wood from shepherds who had passed earlier, and lit a small campfire. Nothing fancy, just enough warmth and light to end the day. Soon after, we crawled into our tents and fell asleep in one of the most beautiful places we'd ever spent a night. And with that, part 1 of this journey comes to an end. Stay tuned for the final part of the trek, where we'll explore 3 high-altitude lakes, cross glacier streams, and walk through a valley filled with countless waterfalls. The best is yet to come. Subscribe and stay with us, because what comes next, you won't want to miss.